What up, Jippers? It's time to break down every last detail of this teeny tiny teaser trailer to find out if there's anything here that could be giving us some clues as to the amazing things that are in store for us with No Man's Sky Beyond. Even from this tiny clip, there are so many things that have my mind going crazy right now. And this is just the beginning. So let's jump into this. I'm going to be playing the teaser trailer on loop in super slow motion, so it should be really clear for you guys to see every little thing that I'm pointing out and talking about. And I'm guessing some of this stuff you would have missed if you've just watched the trailer like a normal person. But of course, here in the No Man's Sky community, people like me, we're not normal. This kind of stuff is what we live and breathe for. It's super exciting for us to break down this kind of stuff and think about what we're going to get. For me, half of the fun is the speculation and analysing every little teaser and clip and thing that they reveal. So that's what we're going to do today. Hopefully you enjoy it. So first of all, the thing that I noticed straight away as soon as the trailer starts was the ship itself that we can see there on screen, a nice little fighter ship. It looks super freaking crisp, like brand new, factory sealed, straight off the production line. This baby is clean. There is not a single scratch on the paint job here, and it looks to me like there are a ton of new decals and little features and details on the ship that don't look like things that I've seen before. So my guess is that ship customization is definitely going to be coming with the Beyond update, likely only in the form of paint jobs and decals and that kind of stuff, visual adjustments rather than like completely building or configuring your own type of spaceship. We know that the functionality for this is in the code already. People have data mined it. You've all seen the clips and the videos of the paint station, so I don't think that's a huge surprise, but still pretty freaking cool to see in this little teaser clip. Now, some people have also been saying that the ship cockpit actually looks like it's wide open here as well. If that is the case, of course, that potentially means that there would be new animations for entering and exiting the ship. We all know that right now you just kind of teleport into the ship with the little blue beam lighting. We don't actually ever see the ship doors open or the cockpit fling open and the player climb out or anything like that. If this was open, that could potentially mean that that's coming. To me, I can't see it. I keep looking at it after seeing people say this. I'm trying to look at it like really carefully, but it just looks like a black tinted glass to me personally. I don't know. I'm putting it out there. It's a popular bit of speculation that I'm seeing at the minute. I can't see it, but you can make your own mind up on that one. And of course, there is no freaking landing pad. Unless this entire platform that this little teaser clip starts on is like one giant multi-ship landing pad maybe. It looks like it's just a regular platform on the floor that the ship has landed in. That of course is interesting because every other type of building that we can land inside currently in the game, so think of things like space stations, the Anomaly, the Atlas, they have landing platforms inside them. Very clear and obvious landing platforms. This doesn't have that, which is just an interesting little spot in the teaser here. And now, of course, we start getting into the more juicy things, the stuff that has me really excited. The building itself. This freaking building that this entire little teaser clip pans through here is something we have not seen before. It looks completely new. It looks cool. There are crazy orange ambient lighting and glowing effects going off all over the place. We've got these two tall, strange, narrow pillars that also have weird orange glowing lights on them. We've got this massive device near the front that looks like a knowledge stone but appears to be way bigger than a regular knowledge stone to me and slightly different. And that's doing something crazy with this orange spinning light going absolutely mad. So yeah, there is a lot here with this building that has me hyped. But first of all, I do want to say that it's not clear at the moment whether this is a building that's in space or on a planet. Pretty much everything I'm seeing about this is people thinking it's a new building in space, or possibly even just a new area or addition opening up in one of the existing space buildings. So maybe this is finally the downstairs of a space station, or a hidden room in the Atlas or something like that. But if you actually look at the entrance to the building, the white circle covered with blinding light, we don't ever get to see outside of it. So it's not clear if this is in space or on a planet's surface. I can see why people would think straight away that it's another space building, because that's where we see this kind of stuff now in the game, and that makes a lot of sense. But I just can't help but think we don't actually know that. This could be a freaking huge structure on a planet's surface, which would be really exciting if that was the case. And of course, there's the entrance itself. What is this white blinding light that we're going to be teleported to? What is this thing that we're looking at? Is it just a regular entrance? Is it a portal? I don't know. Honestly, to me, it looks exactly like a freaking boundary failure that we have in the game now. You can see the spinning disc things on it going in opposite directions really clearly, especially when you look at the trailer like this. When you see it slowed down, just focus on the circle door there in the background right from the start. As soon as you get past the ship, you see those little mechanical structure things on the side just spinning around the door in opposite directions. It looks pretty much exactly like a boundary failure that we would see on some planet surfaces right now in the game. Of course, right now, we only ever find them on planets. They have terminals that give us little bits of lore about Telemon, but they don't have any other purpose, and they don't appear to be active. I think that what we are looking at here is the first ever active boundary failure that's fully operational in No Man's Sky. So that is pretty freaking exciting. I cannot wait to find out what this does and where we end up when we fly the ship through that thing. And then, of course, there's just the general feel of this whole building, which to me just screams kind of dungeony. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting from this. The darkness, the eeriness, the glowing all over the place, with the orangey red lighting giving it a really ominous type of feel. The staggered flooring with all of this eerie blue light creeping up from the abyss below. All of the little shadowy crooks and crannies over in the corners. To me, when I look at this building, the first thing I think is like, is this the entrance to some sort of dungeon? Is this some ancient temple or building or something like that? It feels ancient, it feels spooky, it feels dungeony. That's the vibe that I'm getting when I look at this. And of course, we have to talk about the shadowy figures. If you look closely as this clip pans through the building there are a couple of little spots over on the far edges where it looks like there are little groups of figures or objects. Something is going on there. There's these little clusters of shadowy objects or figures, and lots of people are speculating that this could either be other players or some kind of NPC beings in the game. Which of course would be super freaking exciting, but again, this is another one that personally I have to say I just cannot see. I've been looking at it from like all different angles and trying to like squint my eyes and maybe see what people are seeing here. For me, they just look a lot more like furnishings and details that have been put into the building to give it a bit of visual interest. The three big shadows on the right near the front here, to me, actually look like little pylon type things. They've got the little blocky rectangular bases, and then it almost looks like long pole antennas sticking out the top of them. There's three of them. You can see them quite clearly. They're definitely not people there. There are some other spots where there's these shadowy types of things going on. It's very hard to say for sure. You can't really see anything clearly. It could be some mysterious figure, but I personally think that that's just cool stuff that we'll see scattered around throughout the buildings to make it look a bit more interesting. Things like little terminals and pylons and pillars and stuff like that. And all of that is pretty much what I get when I'm looking at this. I've gone through it again and again and again. I've watched this slow-mo clip so many freaking times. I've been taking screenshots of it and just staring at the little details. We know it's not meant to give us much. It's a teaser. We are going to be getting so much more in the coming months, and I'm definitely going to be diving into a bit more heavy speculation and what I think all of this means and what I think the updates are going to actually bring to the game in future videos. But for this one, I will end by just touching on a few things that I want to mention. I'm definitely leaning towards this building and that possible boundary failure type portal entrance being the means by which players are going to be able to access these social and co-op events that the No Man's Sky online update is going to bring us. Think along the lines of the community event planet portals, maybe something like a dungeon or raid waiting hubs. You go here, you head through that portal, and that is going to take you to wherever or whatever this social online event type thing is going to be. That's my current guess, and I do strongly believe that this online update will 100% remove the barrier of players not being able to meet up if they're from different galaxies. So my theory is very much that we go through this thing and we're going to end up in a world or a system or a place, and that's where the event's going to be, and we're going to be able to see all the other players going there regardless of which galaxy they were in to start with. You go through this and you all end up in the same place in the same instance. This is the convergence. I did also just want to briefly mention that we know Beyond is going to be combining what would have been 3 major titled No Man's Sky updates into one single mega update. Because of that, I do think we're probably going to get more teasers and more trailers than we would previously be used to. There's going to be a lot of things that they're adding to the game with this update, and I think that's going to be hard to show in one trailer. So I think they're going to trickle things out. We might get a lot of stuff building hype slowly as we head up towards this, which has me super excited because it's going to be just like Next all over again, and those are some of the best times I've had as a No Man's Sky fan. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm definitely going to be covering all of it here on the channel. The other thing, of course, is that so far the only part of this update that they've actually even kind of alluded to is update 1 of 3, which is No Man's Sky Online. So my guess would be everything I'm breaking down and talking about, everything we're seeing in this little teaser clip, is only for stuff that's part of the online update, and we haven't even seen a glimpse of anything to do with those other 2 updates just yet. So there is so much for us to look forward to. And lastly, of course, the title Beyond. For me personally, this has got me thinking about a space update. You know, Star Trek or Elite Dangerous, that can't be a coincidence. And it is, of course, perhaps fitting as well with this idea of removing the barriers between players in different galaxies as we step beyond the simulation. All I know for sure is that the next few months are going to be so freaking exciting for all of us in the No Man's Sky community. So make sure you stay tuned here and let me know if there's anything that you've seen so far or anything that you're thinking about that I might have missed. Because you guys know I am all about the speculation on this kind of stuff and diving into the details and any little thing that could even possibly be a clue. That's the kind of stuff that I just find so exciting. So yeah. Take care, guys. And peace. Before we end the video, I did want to say a very, very big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. You guys are freaking amazing. Acac, Anakey, Dale from the Atlas Hub, David D, DeadDerezzer, Forgotten Stoner, Heath, Jeremy J, Johannes A, Jtecnique, Kyle Culver, Lukash M, Foraday, Madeline J, Malindog, Mark F, Marky D, Mbal23, Mingrui, Neil B, NTB, Ongrad, Autumn Long, Paul L, Rasmus K, Shirokumajelly, Wise Gek G, Technical Gaming 101, the Golden Gek, Todd C, Todd H, TyTheBlazer, and Vanella. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for continuing to support me and what I do.